normally at these sorts of events, you get people, the first speaker says, this is a great part of the industry, and now is the time for the opportunity, and now is why the industry is suddenly going to take off. And I'm normally sitting in the audience thinking, but this, whatever part of the industry it is, whether it's, I remember working on just smart cards, and next year was always going to be the year of smart cards, or next year was always going to be the year of Linux. And it never actually happens. But it's tradition, so now is the great time for the great opportunity in the senior market. And this is why. That is the scariest chart possible for operators. It's the ARPU over the last 10 years. ARPU has dropped from something over $35 per user to something just over $12 per user. And you can see why operators might be so scared of dropping ARPU. Now you also need to realise just how significant that $12 is. It's $12 from every person with a mobile phone. And there are GSMA figures, 4.4 billion people on the planet with a mobile phone. So that's over $50 billion a month coming into the industry. Now, a billion is a number you can't really get your head around, so think of it this way. 1 billion seconds is 31 years. So $50 billion every month coming into the phone industry is still a lot of revenue. And operators always talk about revenues dropping as though it's something new, but it has always dropped. So that doesn't give the opportunity for the senior market. What gives the opportunity for the senior market is how operators have coped with the dropping of revenue. The way they've coped historically has been by adding more users. Well, that's slowing because we're getting saturation. And thanks to improvements in technology and Moore's law and more efficient use of spectrum, the cost of servicing those users has dropped. But that isn't happening so much anymore. Mobile data is becoming more and more expensive to service for the operators, and so the high spending users are also becoming expensive to service users. So what matters isn't ARPU, but margin. And seniors might be low revenue, but they are still good margin. And that's because they aren't heavy users of social networking, they aren't heavy users of the things that cost money to provide. Another major cost of the networks is the cost of retention, the cost of hanging on to a subscriber, your new phone every year. And seniors, once they're comfortable with the phone, and they will hear about phones that seniors are comfortable with, they'll hang on to it. So the cost of retention is low. And although we are in a saturated market, the senior market isn't saturated. Figures I've seen say the senior market is around 50% saturated. So even without changing seniors' habits, it's a good, lucrative market for operators, and operators are beginning to realise that. So operators should be paying attention just to the potential for the senior market without our changing their habits. But we can change their habits with better phones, and that's pretty much what most of today is about. So I'd like to invite Evelyn from Emporia, who will tell us about the Emporia products for this market. Thank you.